New quarterback, a lot of attention, a lot of excitement. Just can you assess the overall team performance?
Yeah, I mean, right now it doesn't matter who our quarterback is. We got to play better as a football team and as a whole offensive unit. So, I will always give the other team credit because I like to think when we win, we did something right. So they're playing very well on defense. And I think they got in our heads a bit because we were struggling. So, but that happens. And right now, our football team as a whole is we don't bail each other out. The offense, the defense, the special teams. We do a lot of things correctly, but we don't end up, making a defining play to change the game.
Got another penalty early on that first touchdown drive when you had him off the field. Felt a little bit like what happened in Edmonton. I mean, are those kind of the moments you're talking about a bit?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to overcome that. You're talking about the roughing the passer thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen the replay of it, but you have to be able to, if something bad happens like that, you have to be good enough to stop them again. So that those things don't help. But you got to, like I said, when you're playing well and playing good, you're able to overcome those things.
What about Nathan and just the pressure that he was facing and just his performance there?
Yeah, I'm super impressed. I don't know how he does it. I know he won't ever say this, and I'm not making excuses for him, but the guy, I don't know how he flew across the country and switched from 4-down football to 3-down football and a new playbook and all that. And his work ethic and his intentions are through the roof. And he'll just continue to get better and more comfortable as he gets back in the swing of the CFL game.
You talk about playing better on offense and making plays when you need to. But what does that look like? The last 4 games, there's been a lot of offensive issues, just 4 touchdowns in those 4 games. Like, what is playing better, making those plays?
Yeah, we got to put our players in better spots or find out how to put them in better spots, and then the guy's got to make some plays too. So that's what we got to do. I told him no one's coming in to save the day. We got to be the guys that save ourselves, and there's lots of reasons to want to keep going and keep working because the West is wide open. It's anybody's game. So I like that we're on a short week because we don't have time to sit around and overthink or mope around about things. As you got to get back at it, and we got to fly across the country to Ottawa and play them on Saturday night. So, we got to keep going.
So, putting players in better spots, is that a play calling issue, like changing up what you?
I don't think it's that. I think we obviously got off kilter with things, and Jordan and the offensive staff are super smart, and we'll look at what we're doing, and we're gonna have to adjust some things, and we'll look at that. And like I said, I credit Winnipeg. I think they're keep getting better every week, and they got a good defensive group. But at the same time, if we want to get to where we want to go, we gotta up our game.
Last question for me, just in terms of Alex Holland's last 4 games, he's not been as he was to start the season. Keelan Hatcher's yet to kind of really make the impact that we've seen him make before. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, that's what stuff we got to figure out because it doesn't add up to me that McInnes and Hollins are the number 1 and number 2 in the league, and our quarterback is lighting it up that it just could swing so drastically. So that's why we got to figure that out of making sure we're utilizing those guys correctly, and that they're able to make plays for us because they've made a lot of plays this year for us, but not lately.
Game plan seems to be for both Winnipeg games and the Calgary game before that was to draw 8 and 9 in coverage, and not to necessarily blitz a lot. It seemed like watching that game that Nathan did have time at times, but receivers weren't gaining any separation. Yeah,
we gotta. So that's one of the problems we have to solve. Is it sounds. I mean, if that was 100% solution on defense, people would do that all the time. And I've been down that road before. But you got to make them pay when they're playing zones and stuff. Is you got to hit windows and make people have to start playing you again. And I don't. A big thing for me in football, on whether it's offense, defense, or special teams, is fear factor. That if you're scared of the other team in some fashion, that's goes a long way to opening things up. And I don't think they were nervous playing us. I don't think Winnipeg had any fear on defense the last 2 games we played them, and that's on us as coaches to change that.
Is that a schematic issue, or is there a player performance issue?
It's all of it together. We need to make sure as coaches we're putting guys in the best spots, and guys got to raise their game. I think there's teams trending in different directions right now in this league, where some people are on the upswing, we're on the downswing, but there's lots of reasons to believe that we can be a good team and that we can be better and that we're right in the mix of it. So we gotta figure it out.
With the benefit of hindsight, was it fair to start Nathan in this game with all he had to go through this week? If a guy like VA was healthy, then that wouldn't happen. But I thought he gave us the best chance.
I thought he gave us the best chance tonight. And I didn't want to. We said at the beginning of the week when I said I wasn't going to say 100% that he was starting, but we wanted him to go through the week and make sure he was comfortable enough to do it. And we actually thought we had a pretty good week of practice, but just didn't translate to the game today.
On a more positive note, it seemed like defensively, especially in the first half, you were getting pressure on Collaros. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, you can argue that both games were very similar, especially the first halves of the game 2 weeks ago. And this game was kind of a defensive battle where I think the score in the first game was 13-0, and the second game it's 10-0. And the room for error on the defenses when we played them the last 2 games is like almost nothing. It's like you literally can't give up anything, and then it tends to get away from us late in the game once they're ahead and they know they're going to run and all that stuff. So I don't think we have an effort issue or a want to issue right now. I think we just have to, like I said, we have to find ways to play better.
Thanks, Rick.